Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today going to be a Patreon cast featuring HyperONE against Meven in a ZVZ this time. You might remember the match between these two players last month. I think it was a ZVT. Could be wrong about that, but it's a ZVZ this month on Atlantis from Team Liquid map contest number 18. Bottom right, going to be HyperONE from his own clan. Link in the description to his channel. Top left, it's going to be Meven. Alright, so these two players are pretty much an even match-ish. I think HyperONE has a slight advantage here based on the games that I have cast between these two players. But, I'm gonna go hatch first here, HyperONE. No cheese today? Alright, no cheese. Hatch first ended at 16 supply. 16, 18, 17 timing. Meven is going for a 17 hatch, which is a-okay, especially in this matchup, and especially at this level. Build orders don't really have a lot to do with winning at this level. Just make sure that you have one, and make sure it is a build order, and not just something that you kind of come up with on the fly, right? Get them at LOTV.spawningtool.com. Build orders at the top. They are separated and segregated and put into different race matchups. So if you're struggling with ZVT or ZVP or PVZ or whatever, there's a build order for you. Ba-doom, boom. All right, so in ZVZ... Oh, hang on a second. Alright, so the pool is done. HyperONE's pool is just finishing up. And in ZVZ, the person whose pool finishes last has an advantage, because you have more workers. But it's 20 to 20 workers here. So... I don't know, man. ZVZ. Lingbane. Everybody hates it. Into Roach Ravager. People hate that less, but sometimes it could be boring, so we will see. We will see if HyperONE can put his own spin on ZVZ here. And again, he is a patron of mine at Falcon Paladin, not at Falcon Paladin, at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for $10 a month, which gives him the right to send me any replay once a month, and I will cast it, put it on the channel. Meven is oversaturating this main. Send some drones down to the second base, Meven. You'll be happier, I promise. Ooh, HyperONE. Are we blind thirding here? I guess they both are. You know what? That's something that Cyril and Raynor do when they play against each other sometimes. They just go for a blind third. They haven't scouted anything at all. Look at this. Look at this. He knows there's a second base. HyperONE does. Meven on the other side knows nothing at all. Knows there's not a third base coming up here, but doesn't know what's going on here, and that's where the third base is. That's good. Yeah, so both players are playing a little bit blind, which is super annoying. Super incredibly annoying. But alright. HyperONE, let's see. Getting speed, wonderful. Meven working on not getting speed is instead throwing up a spine crawler in case enemy lings show up. Positioning the queen here so that the lings can't get a surround on her if they show up. So preparing for a ling flood that just really isn't coming here from HyperONE. He's getting an evolution chamber, no lair, no roach warren, no second gas. Is gathering gas for reasons I don't quite understand right now, but that's okay. We'll keep an eye on it. Meven's oversaturating here is killing me. 21 workers at your main base. Send some down to your third. It needs workers. It really does. Oh, Meven's getting a lair. Okay, cool. So, Meven going lair. Kind of sort of walling off the front of her evolution chambers. Same thing here from HyperONE. Ooh, Baneling Nest. Alright, but you just can't protect the third. If you're walling off against ling flooding to your natural, I guess sacking the third is just kind of... You gotta accept it at this point. Neither player has anything for armies. 0 lings on the map. That's insane. These two... Is it a no-rush 20? What are we doing here? HyperONE and Meven. 45 to 41 workers. HyperONE has a worker lead, which is great for him, and he's not horribly oversaturated on his main base either. Oh, look at that. Overlord speed is done from Meven. We got some upgrades. Who needs ling speed when we have Overlord speed? Oh, escapes with 1 hit point. Brutal. So this is... Oh, Atlantis. Have we talked about Atlantis at all yet? No. Ooh, neat. So you get a kind of safe little third base down here, or fourth base, whatever. Safe little base. If you just mine through these mineral fields, you get down, you have to mine through some stuff blocking your, Wait, are those actually minerals? They look like they're flat. Are they trickery? Nah, they gotta be minerals because they're showing up on the minimap. Mine through those, you get a base, and then to attack it, you have to get through these rocks. That's nice. I kind of like that. Any gold bases on this map? Checking the corners. No, none of those. And he's on like a watchtowers. Also none. Ooh, throwback. Throwback to the olden times. Early days. Wings of Liberty, man. Maps often were this way. Okay, so 54 to 58 workers. Army values now consist of 2 roaches from Meven and absolutely nothing else from HyperONE. You're just going to defend with queens at this point? Man, HyperONE is getting away with some crazy greed right now. No army at all, and is only up 61 to 58 worker. Okay, 67 to 58 now. Meven. Okay, Meven's actually throwing up roaches here. So this is where things could get dicey from HyperONE. He is up in worker count, but many a Zerg player has been up in worker count and died to an army push because they had too many workers and not enough attacking units, or, as the case may be, defending units. Love this fourth base from Meven. Woo! ZVZ getting crazy. Absolutely no attacks. 6 minutes into this ZVZ. What in tarnation, man? HyperONE's throwing up his own roaches now. He doesn't know about those. He's assuming 6 minutes is a good time to make roaches, so he is. Who's getting glial reconstitution, though? It's already done. Already done from Meven. That's why Meven didn't get link speed. Meven was going for roaches the whole time. HyperONE getting his own fourth base, keeping tabs, keeping track. Again, blindly, has no idea. Neither player has any idea a fourth base exists for the enemy. They know about the third base, though. So here come your speed roaches, and this base is in a lot of trouble. So going for the guaranteed damage by killing drones here. Love that. 6 drones. Yeah, and a queen. 9 drones. More drones. Transferring drones. Oh, getting a little bit greedy, are we? Getting up this ramp. Baneling Nest, gonna die. Not sure that's really helpful against roaches. It's moderately helpful against roaches. It's not like the worst thing in the world. But who's got upgrades? Ooh, 1-1 is done from Meven. Needs to engage here. Meven needs to try to engage. I think Meven. Oh, engage with everything. Meven! Meven, you got an upgrade advantage. You have a speed. Oh, he's going home. All right, Meven. Well, Meven making roaches. HyperONE throwing up 11 Ravagers to augment his roach force by taking from his roach force. Meven says, all right, time to go for lurkers. No, just kidding. Changed his mind, going for a spire instead. Cool. HyperONE's army value 96 to 92, but again, it is roaches and Ravagers, but it's mostly roaches here for Meven, although 4 Ravager eggs are coming up now. Bit of a sneaky attack up this left side, so aha! Fourth base. Is HyperONE gonna... Oh, HyperONE's gonna get the fourth base. The mistake that Meven made. Meven didn't kill the hatchery when he had the chance to. Instead, killed some drones, which HyperONE was able to recover. It's a lot harder for a Zerg player to replace a base than replace like 10 drones. Just 'tis the nature of Zerg, man. It is, and it be. Both players working on 2-2. HyperONE's a little bit ahead on that +2 missile attack. Corrosive Pile on an Overlord. Beautiful target firing there from HyperONE. Loving it. Loving it from him. Fourth base exists. Meven's does not. Can't just be like a Terran and have a command center inside your main base ready to go at a moment's notice if you lose a base. Nope, you got to build the whole thing from the gosh darn ground up. 118 to 96 army supply. Both players have +2 missile and +1 ground carapace, so no upgrade advantage here, which is something I like to keep track of in ZVZ especially because it really does seem to matter. So, all right. Muta transition, maybe, from Meven. Has enough money to make about 4 mutas, which isn't really enough to win the game, but with the gas income on 3 bases, 4 base gas income would be much better if you're trying to go for mutas, but like just showing up with 30 mutalisks at your Zerg enemy's base when they don't have anything to stop you. They have like 5 queens, no spores, no nothing. Oh, HyperONE's going for mutas. Okay. HyperONE got his own spire up, which I think got scouted. Yep. Just got scouted by that Overseer from Meven. So Infestation Pit coming in from HyperONE. Infestation Pit on the way from Meven here too. HyperONE swinging up this left side. Gonna get this base as well. There's just no saving it. Nice Corrosive Bile targeting on that too. And fuck! Done. Just poking in. Taking out a hatch, getting out of there. It reminds me of the PvP Best of series that I cast from myself last month. Where myself... Oh! Corrosive Bile's on the Overseers. Nice. Where myself's enemy would show up, kill a base, and then flee. Just had no interest in engaging with myself's army at all. It was... He did it so many times throughout the course of a Best of series. Very funny. Alright. So it is 12 mutas to 0 mutas. Trying to get up some spores here, but a little bit late on that. So we're going to kill the queen first with our Mutalisk. Big engagement over here. Kind of hard to keep track of both of these things at once. Hey, everyone. Nice Corrosive Bile. No dodging because... Oh, get the spore. You can't... Yeah, the spore will take all of you out. It does bonus versus biological targets, man. On the counterattack, Meven's going to take down a hatch. One of HyperONE's is going to go on for the first time today. That is a 4th base down. 5th base up here, though. Very sneaky stuff. And on Rampage, basically being like, I can't deal with your mutas. I guess making some corruptors, though. Alright, so these are YOLO roaches. These are not intended to go home at all. They're just here to kill whatever they can. The muta count is actually pretty intense for our guy. 21 from HyperONE. Get the hatch. I guess killing the roaches is fine. Army value 95 to 61 in favor of Meven. Okay. Oh, look at this. Actually mining through that wall. HyperONE's Spire are going to go down. Can't save it. That roach count is getting whittled down. The thing is, mutas have a hard time getting through armor, which these roaches have the armor. So, +2 armor, in fact. They do end up getting wiped out there. So it's 67 to 67 workers, 42 to 62 army supply. HyperONE has a lead. This has given Meven some time to get some corruptors out, as mentioned previously, and some spores down. That's going to help a lot. But as far as actually winning the Battle of the Skies, it's going to be difficult. +1 flyer attack is done from Meven, +1 flyer carapace from HyperONE, which is more normal in a ZVZ to get the carapace upgrade first. Maybe don't fight over a spore. Yeah, fighting over a spore is a lot. It's a lot to ask. That's a lot of muta death sounds here. Okay, so HyperONE fleeing, replacing his 4th base. The counterattack of Corruptors here is pretty intense. You're going to want to fight with some Queen support, maybe some Spore support of your own, but not much of that going on here from HyperONE. I don't know if he has any Spores at all. Let's take a look. Spores, 0. All right. 47 to 64 army supply. Meven taking a bit of a ninja expand up this way, although I guess he doesn't... This isn't a normal expansion, right? I was kind of expecting this to be the normal expansion, but nope. Down this left side, though, Meven looking good. 83 workers to 75 in favor of Meven here. Got some air Zerg. We got some ground Zerg. HyperONE taking super safe base for like his 6th. The thing about Corruptors, though, is that, sure, they might do a good job killing the mutas, but then they can't kill ground units. They can caustic spray buildings, which can help you win the game. But these guys on their own are not really going to win. So upgrades are +1 flyer for Meven, +1 ground carapace still for HyperONE, getting +2 flyer carapace. HyperONE using Lings for the first time in the game. I love this move. Because guess what your enemy's army is? It's Corruptors. There are some roaches, and they're popping out now, obviously. These Lings have upgrades. They got +1. That's it. Working on Hive. Maybe I'll give him Adrenal. But +1 Lings against roaches don't do too poorly in full surround situations, which is kind of what Lings are all about, right? You can get a full surround. You're going to have a good time with anything you're killing generally. But all the drones are dying to these Lings. Again, these are not even Adrenal. These are not even Cracklings. These are just regular old Zerglings. They got 19 drone kills during this little run-by. Run-by-orama. Oh my gosh, got in here too. Okay, so this is crippling Meven's economy in a way that Meven cannot be happy about. Not even the smallest of bits. Okay, so 80 to 60 workers. I say. Oh, we got game hard interface. Look at the income going down into HyperONE's favor. Yeah, it makes a ton of sense, doesn't it? He's like, well, if that Ling attack worked once, why won't it work again? Let's keep sending these moderately upgraded Lings out to kill drones. 38, 39, 40. Don't attack the roaches, attack the drones. I'm going to kill this spine before it comes up. That's nice for them. Yeah, if the Lings had Adrenal, though. It'd be so cool. You know how much I love Adrenal. Army value 150 to 96. That Spore getting 3 hits off. Caustic Spray! And they're going to take some shots to the face while you're Caustic Spraying. Okay, Caustic Spray wears off because it's done. But the hatch is dead. Meven losing it. Mutas, get the Spore. I'm going to come in here, get the Spore. Lings are working on +2 attack, which will help, but not right now because it's not done yet. Yeah, I like this. This is making Falcon happy. He likes seeing little Ling attacks everywhere on the map, causing all sorts of problems for enemy bases, just taking hatcheries down. And here comes the Roach counterattack from Meven. So this can win games. Your enemy is just Mutalisks, and you are Roaches with good upgrades, which is that +3 Ground Carapace is almost done. You can get a lot of work done here. This is chaos, though. Where are these Corruptors of HyperONE going? Oh, he moved him on. Gonna Caustic Spray the main hatch. All right, so third base of HyperONE is gone. 2 hatches. 3 hatches of Meven have been killed, though. And I just think the Lings getting the work done with their +2 attack. Trying to bust through that front there. And if they had Adrenal, it is my object in life is to talk about adrenal glands. Everyone's favorite topic. All right. Roaches getting into the main base, but I just think the army of Meven might be losing a little bit of steam here. They just can't defend themselves against the Mutas at all, and the Mutas aren't wiping them out immediately, but they're doing some work. Expanding up here again, HyperONE, it's 49 to 12 total workers. Meven's just been decimated on economy there. Anytime there's a 43 down here that shows the number of drones that have died in a game, Roach Warren killed, Spire killed, Infestation Pit killed, +3 melee attack killed and canceled before it could finish. These Roaches did some work. I'm not going to say they didn't accomplish anything here, but where is the 87 army supply of Meven? Just Roaches, huh? And Corruptors. Okay. So the Lings are trying to do something about it. It helps if they have Adrenal, though. Dude, this game is actually kind of nuts. The Corruptors get the hatch. Corruptors, you gotta help against these Mutas. Whoa! Mutas! You get outranged massively by these Corruptors. They've got tons of armor. The Muta has struggled to get through that armor. HyperONE trying to rebuild all of his tech on this right side base at about 2 o'clock, but no, says Meven with his 3/3 Roaches and his +2 attack Corruptors. The Corruptors need to save these Corruptors. Where are you going, boys? Where are you going? Save the Overlords. They're up there. They're up there. I know you're like busy focusing on killing this lair. I respect it. This is insane. HyperONE, this base is safe. Meven doesn't know about that base. That might be the saving grace here from HyperONE. Holy crap. And keep in mind, HyperONE sends in losses. He's not so vain that he will only send in wins to be cast on the channel. He will send in losses, too. Just kind of base racing here. I mean, sort of. There's like a handful of Lings and like some Corruptors flying around, and the massive Corruptors are here though. The Mutas want to get out. My gosh, they couldn't kill these 2 guys. Okay, so HyperONE's building a new base down here at the 7 o'clock. His 6 o'clock is alive because Meven doesn't know it exists. So this is where Meven's like, why doesn't it say HyperONE's being revealed? Also, Meven's building count is plummeting precipitously here. He's got this base down here that HyperONE doesn't know about. He does know there's creep here, though, which is a bit of an indication that something's going on, obviously. Mutas, dying, more Mutas. Every time they try to engage with these Corruptors, they're just on the wrong end of things. Corruptors can't do anything about these Lings, though, who are busy killing larvae, which is okay. That's the Roach Warren down. This spawning pool is going to die because it's off creep. The Extractors will not, but they're being attacked regardless. 68 to 44 army supply. Meven back into the main base of HyperONE. Didn't quite finish off this hive before. So, gonna wipe out the hive. All right. And the spawning pool would mean that HyperONE can't make any more Zerglings. And in fact, he won't be able to make anything except drones if that spawning pool dies. And it does. Hang on, hang on. He knows this base exists now. The Corruptors accidentally scouted it. Duh! Hidden bases! No, this Ling, get in there. Start attacking stuff. Because that's what this game is right now. Oof. Okay, Rocha's going to make a beeline for this hatchery down south. HyperONE's got 1,300 minerals. So HyperONE can throw down some more hatches with his remaining 31 drones. And I think Meven's just going to lose based on losing buildings here today. Yeah, I think this is all Meven has left. Yep, GG. HyperONE gets the win in a super, super intense 20-minute ZVZ. That was amazing. Woo! That was incredible. What a fun ZVZ that was. I mean, it comes down to... It just comes down to buildings gone, right? Army value of Meven here is going to win. 14 Roaches and 17 Corruptors against 5 Mutas and 29 Lings. Yeah, in a direct engagement, Meven wins that. But HyperONE had the speedier units. His Mutas are faster than the Corruptors, right? The Roaches are slower than the Lings. Actually, what buildings are left over here? Just extractors. That's it. Just leaving extractors around, building extractors. And a Baneling nest. That's all HyperONE had left, y'all. His main all of his hatcheries were gone. So this is about as tight as it can get in a game of StarCraft. Not the tightest I've ever seen, but that was amazing. Yeah, end of the day, all the drones died. 100 drones died on both sides. Hatcheries, lairs, hives, all of it gone. Done. Resources lost, though. 31,000 from Meven and 39,000 from HyperONE. So HyperONE able to win despite that discrepancy, which again, the faster units lend themselves more to this kind of disorganized run around and find enemy bases type play. So he gets that win, just a fantastic display of how to kind of keep cool under pressure. He might say he didn't keep cool under pressure, I don't know. But it worked out for him in the end, regardless. So GG, absolutely killer display. That was amazing. So that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
The path of ascension is before us. Our honor guides us.